how do you choose the music for your movies?
A lot of times the music I'm actually thinking of when I'm writing it. It's usually stuff that I'm listening to in my car while I'm, you know, in the process, either making it or editing or writing. This one, it seemed like just kind of like a lot of the country stuff that I like, and stuff like Texas Tornadoes would fit. It just seemed to fit, you know. It's a blue collar kind of place, and you know, same thing in Office Space. It was, for some reason, gangster rap seemed right to me for these cubicles. Didn't seem right to the studio, but.
What do you want or hope people to take with them from seeing the movie?
I like when I hear people say, "Oh, I know a woman just like that," or "I know, you know, that's just like a neighbor I had," or whatever, you know. And I always used to like it when I'd, you know, see something from my life that's acknowledged in a movie. You know, it just kind of, you feel like, oh, good, somebody out there in Hollywood understands what's going on out here, you know. I think that's one of the most satisfying things to me, is when people relate to it that way. I'm not condescending to them, or that I'm not, you know, that ultimately the movie's on their side, and you know. I mean, then there's stuff like Beavis and Butthead, where it is just, you know, everybody's portrayed badly, and you know, right. I don't even. You know, but this is kind of, I guess, more like King of the Hill, so.
It was really weird. Like, I was sitting there, and most of the people on the screen I thought were in my life.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm hoping for. That's one of the fun things for me about.
So you knew someone like the neighbor?
Oh yeah. Well, it was a woman, and she. It's like, basically you had a choice of either being rude to her or listening to her for an hour and a half. There was no, like, and she was a master of getting to, you're like, okay, I really have to go, I've got to go, okay, yeah, you know, blah, 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 blah. The first time I would say, I got to go, oh yeah, you busy? Like, tell me about why you have to go. Tell me, you know, it's almost like salesman technique. Well, in my mind, that character is a salesman. He's like a, you know, salesman on some high level. They never seem to take the hint. Yeah, yeah, and there's people like that I've worked with it on the phone that you can't get off of, and thank God for bad cell reception, you know.
You see that? They're not going to do their jobs, I'm not going to do mine. I'm just going to sit here.
Oh no. He definitely lost one of them, and they think that they can reattach the other one, but they're not sure.
Wow. That's hardcore.
How fragile we all are. We're just hanging there. Do you want to go to the bedroom?
I'm a little tired.
Sexual frustration is really hard. If I don't get home before 8, she puts on the sweatpants. And once the sweatpants are on, I get nothing.
Hi.
Hon?
Joel, let me introduce you to the new temps. This is Cindy.
Hey.
Hi.
And, I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
Damn. She work here?
Yes, the temp.
She's a tramp?
Temp.
Come on and take a free ride. Come on and take a free ride.
Stress is a killer.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? What is he doing? We can't do our job if they don't do our job.
Extract.
I get paranoid when I smoke.
Not if you smoke a little.
But I wanted to do something that was sympathetic to the boss, and that, you know, a guy who's trying to, you know, built this thing, this company, and it's kind of the inverse of Office Space. But yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of autobiography there.
So when writing as you. He didn't have characters in mind. The actors.
Oh, actors for the. So I was imagining Jason Bateman as Joel when I did the rewrite, but not initially. I think I drive casting people crazy because I'm pretty meticulous about that. I just don't give up until, because I think my material, maybe because it's not so joke oriented, it kind of lives or dies by the casting. And
Ben Affleck seems a little counterintuitive as this sort of stoner bartender guy. And I just wondered if it was some of the work that he did with Rick Ledger or with Kevin Smith that made you feel like he could play that comic foil well.
I would say it's after Dazed and Confused came out, before Ben was a star, I'd actually asked Rick, who was that guy with the paddle that gets the paint dumped on him. That guy was great, and I remember him saying he's this really smart guy, really great to work with. I remember him saying good things about him, and then years later, after Good Will Hunting, I said, well, I heard, was Ben in Dazed and Confused? And I said, who was he? He said, he's the guy that gets a paint dumped on him. I didn't make that connection, but I was going to say, actually, like Shakespeare in Love, or, like when Ben's, I think he's a good character actor, but what really, I'd heard he had wanted to do it, and then we met, and he just started telling me about this guy I went to high school with, and just started talking about the character, and I started to think this could be really good, and then we did a table reading of the script, and he just killed it. I mean, it just kept making me laugh, and he also, he was, I hope I'm not ratting anybody out, but he was telling me about this friend of his that actually would talk to him about the Atlanteans, and and so we kind of put some of that in there. That wasn't in the script, but yeah, I just felt like he totally nailed that character.